This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh hath indignation forever. Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakha Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and blessings to our Lord's elect, the house of David. Alright, so brother Haran coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. Alright, and as you can see, the title goes, U.S. government could freeze bank accounts via FedNow Payments Network. All right, and this is an article dated May 16th, 2023. So that's about this past week. All right. So let's get right into it because, again, these are things that are happening at a very accelerated rate at this point. And a lot of people are about to get that rude awakening because you've been warned about these things for years. We were telling you about these things since 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. All right, the apostles and elders at Great Millstone been bringing this out for years. So the warning has definitely gone out, and a lot of people just never took it seriously. Everything that we've been telling them, they never took it seriously. It was always like, oh, you guys are just crazy. Oh, that's not going to happen in my lifetime. Oh, we have time. Oh, you guys always are some conspiracy shit. And now it's happening and people are panicking. Well, it's about to get really, really bad. Okay, did we not tell you about the whole beast system where they're going to track everything? We brought out information about Jade Helm 2015. Okay. They have this huge, giant quantum computer that stores all the information. All right, them setting up a whole system, where it's going to be predicated on buying and selling. And if you don't have this MOTB in your body, you cannot buy and sell. Well, guess what? That system is being set up now as we speak. Okay, that will fulfill the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, the prophecy that talks about no man might buy or sell except those that take the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast. Okay, now we know, all right, the elect, that is the hopeful elect, we know because Yahweh Shah has opened up our minds, all right, to know what that MOTB really is, and that's the RFID, okay, the RFID micro C-HIP. But these are the people who the Lord has clearly blinded them. They're saying it's something else completely. Now, it's a deliberate attempt. Obviously, you could tell they're deliberately trying to mislead people, all right, and that's a beautiful thing because Scripture says, the simple believeth every word. So if the Lord could use such a simple as breakdown to say, this is why you got destroyed, then you know the Lord really didn't want to save you. If he made you believe what these niggas, Nate and all these other niggas are saying that MOTB is, if you actually believe that, the Lord really hates you, man. But everything that's been said is we're living in that reality, and it's only gonna get worse. People just sitting around, just chilling, thinking this stuff will never happen. It's all fiction and shit like that. Okay, well, we'll see. It says, it seems that the financial situation in the U.S. might be getting even worse following the latest reports regarding the supremacy of the U.S. dollar. It says, U.S. financial threats. It's been just revealed the fact that the Fed officials are addressing concerns that FedNow, the new instant payment infrastructure developed by the Federal Reserve, will allow the government to surveil and freeze Americans' bank accounts, and that no man might buy or sell. Okay? Buying and selling includes the selling. Is not just your ability to sell product, but it's also even the product that you'll be selling. Okay, they're gonna own, and when they said you own nothing and you'll be happy, they mean it. You're not gonna have cars and houses and everything. By 2030, their plan is to have everyone C-hipped and everyone living, on a sustainable kind of vibe. You don't live above your means anymore, right? Everything is programmed. Everything is set up for you. You just follow it. That's it. It says the online publication, the Daily Huddle, notes the fact that in a new fact-checking report from the Associated Press, officials from the Federal Reserve say that the new service, quote, does not give the agency additional surveillance and enforcement authorities, end quote. And we know that to be false. We know that to be false because there's another company that their job is just to basically gather information. And I believe I did a video on this not too long ago. It's called Clear. Okay, Clearview, I think that's his name. That's the name of the agency. All right. And they basically, last time I did a video on them, if I did a video on it or I just read the article, all right, but basically they had given up about, was it 30 billion photos or something like that, online pictures to law enforcement agencies. So they have information of over 30 billion pictures and videos and all that stuff, and then they passed it over to the feds, okay, the military and the police, okay, so that they could use that as a means to track people. It's all facial recognition software, right? And it's so crazy to the point where if they were to type your name in or some type of code that is associated with you, the person, yo, they're talking about pictures that you didn't even know was taken about you pop up because it has your face in it, and the robots and the AI can pick up your face. So if you were, minding your own business, maybe walking in the city somewhere, somebody's taking a selfie and your face pops in there somewhere, whether you know it or not, that picture will pop up in that system because your name was typed in there. So anything that has your picture or anything that you've been seen online anywhere, it'll pop up. So you have nowhere to hide. See, so they already have that technology. They could find you if they wanted to, right? So now all they want to do is make sure that they don't have to come look for you. You're going to come looking for them. That's why they're going to starve people out and require and mandate that you take this MOTB in order to have some sense of food, a house, security, and so on and so forth. Just like 1984, the book and the movie. Okay? Well, it's becoming real life. So it says in an email to Associated Press, Fed officials said the following. FedNow, quote, FedNow is an instant payment service that the Federal Reserve will offer to banks and credit unions to transfer funds for their customers. The Fed and FedNow cannot access individuals' bank accounts or control how they choose to spend their money, and that is false. Every time they put out a disclaimer, always remember that it's the opposite of what they're saying. Okay, if they say it's safe and effective, that means it's not safe and effective. That's what I mean by that. Okay, it says AP also conferred with Aaron Klein, who is a senior fellow at the Washington, D.C. think tank Brookings Institution, who said that concerns about bank accounts being seized through FedNow were, quote, nonsense campaign with, quote, no basis in reality. Well, you niggas come out and tell on yourselves. And then when people pick up on what you say, you gaslight. I don't understand these niggas, man. Such a whole ass. Esau is such a devil. You come out and tell people exactly what it is. You're controlling the whole system. You literally say it's a system that is total control. We can watch everything you do. We can stop you from making any payments if, you don't agree with whatever we're doing. Kind of like Canada. We could freeze your bank accounts and so on and so forth. But, oh, no, that's nonsense campaign. Oh, people saying that? They got no basis in reality. Don't take them serious. I mean, we're at the point where you've created a Fed now. I mean, that alone should tell people, oh shit, they're not playing. These men were right because we did say they were going to create something like this. Now, we didn't call it Fed now or CBDC, but we knew that they were going to create a system which is going to be based on money, where you're going to be forced to comply. If not, you can't be serviced, period. So whatever they want to call it, it's called biblical prophecy on our side, and that's what's happening. It says Klein reportedly says that FedNow is revamp of the Fed's outdated automated clearinghouse system. What the fuck? They are upgrading their current system that runs on 1950s tech to one that's modern. It's like changing from Blockbuster to Netflix. That is so not true. That is so not true. But anyway. It says latest reports from the crypto space. The crypto stuff, I'm not really into crypto and all that, but let's just read this and see what it says. It says the macro guru Lynn Alden says that people are starting to understand the unique value proposition of Bitcoin following the collapse of several regional banks this year, and they're going to continue to collapse the banks. Okay, they're gonna they have to continue to collapse the banks, because the more the banks collapse, the more people's money is being taken away. It's called bail-ins. All right, and that's going to rouse people up. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The things that you're seeing happen around the world and around, especially in this country right now, look at everything that's going on with the food processing plants being burnt down, right? These new laws that are being brought about, and all of a sudden you notice how all this legal shit happening in the government, right? Oh, there's an indictment, and Biden and his family have been found guilty, and all. You notice a lot of people not paying attention to that stuff. But what I believe they're trying to do is they're using all this political stuff to get under people's skin, to get them to snap, because all of a sudden CNN and all these different networks that were boosting for this nigga to be president or whatever, right? Now all of a sudden they're coming out and basically questioning his sanity and his age, and once they start doing that, that means they're preparing for the next phase, whether they're going to take him out and replace him, or whether they're trying to set something up to get people in the streets bugging out. Okay, because that's part of the plan. So however they plan on doing it, they're setting something up what's going to cause chaos in this country, right? Whatever verdict is going to come down the pike, people are going to be paying attention, and it's going to lead to chaos in the streets, blood in the streets, crazy shit this summer. Watch, because everything is leading to it. It says, in a recent MicroStrategy World Panel session, Alden says that Americans are beginning to realize that banks are risky, which she highlights is something that the rest of the world already understands. Well, the only reason why banks are risky is because it's being run by crooks. It's being run by crooks. And the J's, it's all about control with them. You could never trust a devil that makes promises while he recites something known as the Kol Nidre. I think that's what it's called. All right, Kol Nidre. You can look it up. All right, it's basically you saw their Talmudic, one of their Talmudic recitals. All right, that they recite during the Day of Atonement. What they call Yom Kippur. All right, and basically it makes any oath, any promises, any agreements that they'll make. All right, it makes it null and void. It's like crossing your fingers before you make a promise or some shit like that. Whatever superstition, whatever, they actually believe that. Is a prayer to so-called to the Most High, which we know they don't pray to the Most High, they pray to Satan, right? And their religion goes back to the Talmudism. All right, Judaism is nothing but Talmudism, man. Okay, and it wasn't even founded on, any spiritual basis. It was just straight up, okay, our people are looking crazy. We need to start meshing back into society. Let's pick a religion that goes with one God, and let's go with that. It could have been either Islam or Christianity. Them niggas chose Judaism. It is what it is, and that's the one that they decided to go with, going all the way back to Khazars, and here we are today. All right, one day, Lord willing, I'll go into that whole history, I've been studying up on that a lot, doing a whole lot of research on these devils. We keep telling you, you keep fucking with us, you're gonna find out. All right, but anyway, let's finish this real quick. It says, quote, I think people took for granted what a lot of the world doesn't take for granted, which is that banks are risky and there's risk there, especially if you're above certain insurance limits. Basically, you're lending a bank to invest in a variety of assets, and most of us don't take the time to study the assets of the banks we operate in. Many of them are not public, so we can't even do so if we wanted to. Now, let me ask you, do you think it's a good idea to put your money in a bank that does things that you have no idea are even happening? Well, that's why I always say, look, if you got a good amount of money in the bank, bro, there's no need to do that. Why does your money have to sit in a bank? Why? It's just sitting there. Why can't you just pick it up, go exchange it into some silver or some gold, and let that sit in your house? Or put it somewhere where, you can easily get to and nobody else can. That's your money at the end of the day. You're giving your money to all these celebrities that they got all these, people in suits and ties that follow them everywhere they go and tell them about their finances and shit. This is the saddest, most wicked thing ever. Invest in this. What you want to do is you want to invest in that. And they tell you to invest in all the other shit that their people are connected with. So it makes them more money. You see? You thinking, by 10 years, once I retire, I'm going to have all this investment going on. Sign this contract here. Do this, do that. Putting your ass in more and more of a bind. Remember, Esau want to control everything. Right? So he'll make you a little bit of money, right? But at the end of the day, he's going to put you back in a system where somehow that money's going to come back to him. So everything you think you're making over there, if you're worth $100 million in your mind, right? You might end up taking home about 20 million. They'll do away with 80 million with taxes and, child support, and they'll send women your way, and so many different tricks, man. So many different tricks. And don't put it past these devils. They will do it. Okay? They've done it. They've done it to countries. They've done it to nations. They've done it to the whole entire planet. They deceived the whole entire planet. I mean, come on. You can't trust these devils, man. Okay? They deceived the whole entire planet to believe in something known as the Holocaust. Or fucking World War I and World War II. Like, they were behind all these things, man. They control everything. The media, the banks, the food, the what. Whatever you call it, they control it. And they hide behind closed doors and act like they're God's chosen people and they have no power and they're the small communities and they need aid. Hey, the devil is real, man. The devil is truly real. But we in those times, man. All right, just want to bring this article out real quick, nothing too crazy. All right, but again, another step closer to the MOTB. Okay, you're hearing Fed now, you're hearing CBDC, you're hearing things that has to do with buying and selling, just exactly as the scriptures have said. Okay, you're hearing the way these tech moguls are bringing out certain technology that's supposed to aid in you or people being micro-C-hipped. They're coming out with a technology that will bring about that implantation. So once that technology is built, what do you think is next? The thing itself to be implanted. Okay? And that's right around the corner. That is right around the corner. The infrastructure is being built or is almost complete with the aspect of you're in a system that you cannot operate unless you comply. Boom. That's where we're at right now. That's that he calls it all. Okay? You're in a system that if you don't comply, you will not be serviced. Period. And it's all digital. And the reason why they're bringing about this new form of digital stuff seems like every month, every 2 months or so, is to get the people quickly conditioned to having some type of digital lifestyle, to get acclimated with devices being implanted in your body and so on and so forth. If you're okay with transforming your whole self from a man to a woman or vice versa, then you should have no issues being a robot at this point. You're going to become a different being. We're going to put a C-hip in your brain that puts, you could literally speak different languages, and, you could make phone calls from your brain and stupid shit that nobody ever asked for. Being human was perfectly fine until these devils came around and ruined it. That's that Esau shit. That's that serpent shit. Everything is perfect. No, it's not. Come, I have a better way. Let's create inorganic compounds. Let's merge humans and machines. Let's destroy the world. Let's destroy everything and create lab-grown meats. We're going to have immortality. We're going to live forever by 2030. Oh, yeah. Scientists believe by then, we're going to be definitely immortal. All this weird, stupid shit. And people are actually going to believe it. Have you forgotten that they are not the Most High? And according to Most High's will and the prophecies, they get destroyed. They get put in slavery. They get stopped, put in slavery, and destroyed after 1,000 years. That's their future. That is why they do everything in their power to avoid us and to avoid that prophecy, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. All right? The motion has already begun. This truth is the motion. And motion represents what? Life. Okay? Motion represents life. Yahushua talks about what the waters, bellies of, our belly shall flow rivers of living water. Okay? Rivers of living water, man. That represents what? This truth. Okay? And living water represents what? Life, motion, like I said. Okay? So this truth is that motion that, and when you have something emotional, unless it's stopped, it continues on and on and on and on. A river doesn't stop flowing until it's dried out or there's a dam put to it. If not, it's going to keep on flowing over and over and over. It's a lively river. So you know it's bringing out that pure water. And ain't no stopping it. Yeah, ain't no stopping it. And that's this truth. It's a takeover. All right? It's a takeover. Much needed takeover, man. All right? The whole earth is being cleansed right now. Their minds are being cleansed. And then ultimately, physically, the earth will be cleansed. That's what's happening. And it starts with the Israelite man. All right? It starts with the Israelite man. So I'm going to leave it off there, Lord, and you are edified. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. The water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Shalom.